Tombstone is a legendary Western, but behind the scenes, the story is full of surprises few fans know about. From secret on-set decisions to casting shocks and intense challenges, the making of Tombstone was as dramatic as the film itself. Kurt Russell's hidden role. When filming started, original director Kevin Jarre was fired after slow progress and cast frustration. The set fell into chaos. Scenes were rewritten on the fly, and no one knew the film's vision. That's when Kurt Russell quietly stepped up. Without demanding credit, he organized the crew, helped producers, and shaped the movie's direction, stabilizing the project. Years later, cast members confirmed Russell was the true guiding force behind the camera. The director who was fired early. Kevin Jarre wrote the script and was trusted to direct, despite no prior experience. But his slow pace caused costly delays, and the studio quickly removed him, leaving the cast uncertain about the film's future. Kevin Costner's power move. At the same time, Kevin Costner's rival Wyatt Earp film had big studio support. Costner allegedly pressured distributors to sideline Tombstone, threatening its release chances. Yet Tombstone persevered, becoming a sleeper hit and cult classic, while Costner's films struggled to connect with audiences. A script almost rejected. Kevin Jarre's Tombstone script stood out for its rich history, deep characters, and complex conflicts, unlike typical Westerns. But in the late 80s and early 90s, Hollywood dismissed Westerns as dead and repeatedly rejected it for being too long and serious. The film was saved by independent financiers who took a risk, giving creative freedom, but also exposing the project to financial and production challenges. Willem Dafoe as Doc Holliday. Before Val Kilmer was cast, Willem Dafoe was seriously considered for Doc Holliday. Known for intense, unpredictable roles, Dafoe could have brought a darker, more menacing edge to the character. But studios worried his controversial reputation might overshadow the film, so the role went to Kilmer instead. Kilmer's portrayal became a turning point, combining charm, wit, vulnerability, and quiet danger. Fans call his Doc Holliday one of the greatest Western performances ever. The line that changed everything. The iconic line, "I'm your Huckleberry," was already in the script but didn't stand out, until Kilmer delivered it with slow, calm confidence that made it unforgettable. That moment created tension on set and became the heart of the film, turning into one of the most quoted lines in Western cinema. Kilmer's total immersion. Kilmer didn't just act as Doc Holliday, he lived him. He stayed in character off camera, adopting Doc's frail posture, slurred speech, and distant demeanor. This intense commitment added authenticity and made his scenes uniquely powerful and unpredictable. Every gesture, pause, and line Val Kilmer delivered carried real weight. Audiences felt the danger, charm, and frailty of Doc Holliday, making every scene more gripping. Kilmer's total immersion helped ground Tombstone amid its chaotic production and created some of its most unforgettable moments. The duel that nearly broke an actor. One of Tombstone's most intense scenes is the showdown between Johnny Ringo and Doc Holliday. Michael Biehn, who played Ringo, faced brutal conditions filming in the Arizona heat, wearing heavy period clothing that made every move exhausting. By the duel's end, Biehn was dehydrated and fatigued. His unsteady stance wasn't acting but real physical struggle. This added unexpected authenticity, making the gunfight feel tense and dangerously real. A standout moment in Western cinema. Kurt Russell wasn't the studio's first choice. When casting Wyatt Earp, the studio doubted Kurt Russell's star power and look. Executives wanted a bigger name and questioned his mustache and subtle acting style. Even during filming, rumors flew about replacing him if early footage disappointed. Russell ignored the pressure, focusing on a realistic portrayal of Earp, a grounded, believable lawman, rather than a flashy hero. His restrained, thoughtful performance became central to the film's success, giving the character depth and authenticity. Tombstone versus Tombstone. Filming challenges. Shooting Tombstone in the real Arizona town brought unexpected problems. Many locals and historians criticized Hollywood's version of their history, feeling it sensationalized gunfights and ignored the town's true complexity. This tension created another layer of challenge for the cast and crew. Local pushback and production challenges. Filming in the real Tombstone sparked backlash from locals unhappy with Hollywood's portrayal. Letters demanded changes or even to stop shooting. Tensions rose over access to historic sites, with some officials threatening restrictions. The production had to relocate scenes and negotiate carefully, adding stress to an already chaotic schedule. This clash highlighted how real communities often resist simplified or sensationalized versions of their history. Sam Elliott almost quit. Sam Elliott joined as Virgil Earp, drawn by the character's strength and depth, but constant script rewrites minimized Virgil's role, turning him into a background figure. Frustrated, Elliott considered leaving, unwilling to see his character diminished. After talks with producers, key scenes and character traits were restored. Elliott stayed and brought calm authority that grounded the cast and balanced the film's drama. Dana Delaney's bold Josephine Marcus. Initially, producers wanted Josephine Marcus to be a traditional passive love interest. Dana Delaney challenged that by portraying Josephine as strong, intelligent, and outspoken, true to the historical woman. Her bold audition convinced producers to embrace a more dynamic role, giving Josephine meaningful presence and influence in the story, rather than just decorative romance. Wyatt Earp's real gunfight. Wyatt Earp's Iron Springs gunfight in the film closely follows history, showing his calm under fire during the 1882 shootout with Curly Bill. The scene uses accurate weapons and tactics for authenticity. The cost of authenticity. Tombstone's commitment to heavy period costumes, which made filming in Arizona's heat physically tough. Actors sweated, fainted, and struggled with basic movements. Val Kilmer even joked his character's illness was due to the weight and heat of the clothing. The darker Wyatt that didn't make it. Not all filmed scenes appeared in the final cut. Deleted footage revealed a darker, colder Wyatt Earp, more ruthless and morally conflicted. Studio executives cut these to keep Wyatt heroic and relatable, fearing a complex anti-hero wouldn't connect with mainstream audiences. While this made for a more satisfying story arc, some fans wonder how the film might have changed if Wyatt's darker side had stayed. A grittier Wyatt Earp that was cut. The original vision showed Wyatt Earp as a complex, morally gray figure navigating a harsh, violent world. This darker portrayal would have made the story more realistic and historically grounded, but risked alienating viewers expecting a traditional Western hero. How test audiences changed the ending. The original ending showed Wyatt walking away alone, emphasizing his solitude and the toll of violence. Test audiences found it too bleak and unsatisfying. To provide closure and hope, the filmmakers added Doc Holliday's deathbed scene and a hopeful glimpse of Wyatt's future, creating a more uplifting finale. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for more movie insights.